Hello, everyone, and welcome this evening. Hope everybody is having a great week so far. We got lots of people here already. We got Dom here, Robert joining us from the island. So nice. We got Tara here. Dom this Sunday on Maravilia. We got a couple people on Maravilia right as we speak. We have Peter and Melinda here, and they're on. They are on Maravilia. Their cruise got switched around. They were supposed to go to Port Canaveral, uh, Ocean Key, and Nassau, the normal cruise out of New York there. And due to bad weather, they are only going to Miami and Nassau. So that's sad for them. And Meg D, our travel agent, is on the cruise with Peter and Melinda. They already met up and had drinks, and they're going out to dinner tonight.
That's so fun.
Isn't it? And then Meg D, she already signed up for another MSC cruise. She's going to go on the Maravilia again on the 25th to try to get to Ocean Key. So
very cool.
Be crazy. Hey, Lexa, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, I'm waiting for our NCL rep to join. I haven't seen her join yet. I sent her the link. So I have to see. She hasn't sent me an email or anything, so we shall see.
Did you tell her if she doesn't show up, we're going to boycott NCL?
No more NCL. You just talk mean about the Pearl all night.
Worst cruise ever.
Seriously. So bad. Tony Diaz is here. Yes, Tony, we are not talking about Icon of the Seas tonight. Fred and Lisa are here. One's here. Tom's here. Lori's here. Dave's here. Dave said hi to AJ.
Hello.
We got Roger's here. Roger's up here all the way up at the top. We got Glenn here. Roger's here. Lots of fun tonight. So we will get into a bunch of NCL stuff tonight. Thank you to some of you who sent Dave. Oh, too funny, Dave. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Yes, we'll get into a lot of stuff. Yeah, Dom, I know. So Miami's way nicer than Port Canaveral. I get it. It stinks that they're not going to Ocean Key. We actually enjoyed the one cruise where we got redirected to Miami. It was great. Look at Tony Diaz noticing AJ.
Great.
Well, but now we have Byte.
I think they're very concerned about. They changed color. I just didn't have time to play with them after getting them up this afternoon. But yeah, the plants were eating me.
You should have like one that's like that and do it in orange, and then have a second one over there and have it in the teal.
And I would love to do that, but not quite in the budget at the moment.
That's fair.
These ones are like.
You could take the one from The Office, AJ, and use that as your teal one.
The straight line one?
The one that I got, the one that we took down from the studio.
We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where our rep hopefully will be on soon.
AJ, this is a little tangent, and I'm sorry for anyone who does not care about this, but you know how I did all the research on color theory this week? Do you know what two colors are the most popular for travel brand, or like not as in most travel brands use them, but the psychology, what two colors should be used?
Teal and coral?
Teal and orange. They're like exactly our colors. I didn't even know that when we made the logo. This is very exciting for me.
Hey, Tim, how are you? Welcome. Dave, Meg's not there yet. She's settling in like a month, a little over a month.
I sold my house last week, though. So.
Yeah, she sold the current house. That's a good thing.
Yes.
That was an important step in moving.
It was a very important step. We settle on the new house and sell this house on the 14th of March. So a little over a month away.
And then we immediately go on NCL breakaway.
Yes, I know. We leave like 2 days later. My poor husband.
Hi, Yvette. Purple. Yvette loves the
Purple
purple. There
is
you go.
the best color. That's why it's in my hair. You just never see it.
It's in the back.
The best.
You need a mullet so we can have longer purple in the back.
No.
All right, so let's get into some chit chat. We got a little bit of cruise news today. We found out today that our Enchanted Princess cruise, we missed the new Love Boat cruise by 2 weeks. So the new Love Boat cruise is going to be August 31st on the Enchanted Princess, going to Canada and New England. So if anybody grew up watching the Love Boat and you want to go cruise with the remaining members that are still alive on the Love Boat, I think it's the captain has passed. And then Doc, Gopher, and forget the cruise director's name. God, I can't think of her name right now. She's still alive. She's actually pretty young. Deb, how are you? Hi, Sana. Hi, Ambre. Is it Amber or Ambre? Amber? I don't know. Let us know. Sana, tonight's cruise chat is included in your cruise fare. It is not complimentary or free, but included. Is it, Tara, what's the Love Boat on? I was just looking to see if it was like on one of the streaming channels. And Julie, thank you. Somebody put it in the chat. I was just like, what's her name?
I love that everybody knows all this stuff about the Love Boat.
Yeah, we're old. You're young. So what did Lex said? Is it actors? No, yeah, it's the actors, the real actors from the show that was on in the 70s. They're all going to be on there. Julie, perfect. Yeah, there's no additional fees for the chat tonight. Yeah, the old one. Oh, look at Charlie. Love Boat on YouTube. There you go. I'll have to check it out, Tara. I'll have to check it out. Oh, yeah, I forgot they did that. I forgot that was a new show they redid. Old sitcoms and shows. Got to check it out. Nice try, Robert. I'm checking. If anybody sees me looking at my phone, I'm just checking.
My phone's my camera, so I can't go on it.
Hold on. She just asked me. Is again
the little theme song that plays before we join.
1 second, everyone. I'm just trying to get the link.
So John has a new wall.
John does have a new wall. While John's looking this up, you guys should tell us things you want to see us do while we're in New Orleans.
Yes, we're going to be in New Orleans on
March 16th.
The day before St. Patrick's Day.
And then on one of the ports we're going to, we're thinking about doing like a whole little resort for a day thing. Is that something you guys are interested in at all? I would love to hear.
Correct.
Tell me.
Charlie, that's pretty much how cruising was back then up until like 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear Lisa's sick, Fred. Yeah. Same, Tony. Same.
Sana, we will absolutely be doing beignets. Don't you worry.
I don't think I've ever had a beignet.
Oh my God, how dare you.
Oh my God, they're so good.
My egg allergy.
Is she okay?
Oh, that's true. I wonder if you can have one now.
Well, I think now it'd be fine, but when the last time I was in Louisiana.
I've never been in Louisiana, so I've never had like a traditional one. I've had a Philly one. I don't know if that's
like having a cheesesteak outside of Philly. Do you see that Keith Lee went to Houston and got a Philly cheesesteak at one of the places?
I don't know. Did you see the whole little like skit of what like your Philly when, but they were literally just like two kids
just
from
making it up
and like saying ridiculous stuff.
Dave, yeah, you're not kidding. Galveston is definitely. Oh, we got Ela here from NCL, so let's get her on.
Wonderful.
Hi, Yola. I'm so sorry. That was my fault.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome. How are you?
No problem. I was like staring at the screen and it says, "Be ready any minute."
We were just testing you.
Good. I like your setup.
Thanks. So welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Thank you. It's been a busy day, a busy week, but that's good.
That is good. So we got lots of people here.
Guys?
We're good. So this is Meg and AJ from our team. And then we have lots of people here, and some people submitted a lot of questions, and then we're going to have other questions. I'm going to ask people to send questions in as we're chatting here. But as we get started, why don't you give us a little bit of background? How long have you been at NCL? What got you into the cruise industry? Stuff like that.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't know. Is it my Wi-Fi that's going in and out?
Yeah, maybe. Are you okay? Is
For
it?
you guys?
It looks better now.
Yeah, you're clear now. It was a little blurry before.
Oh, it was. Okay. Well, good.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long you've been at NCL? What got you into cruising in the cruise kind of business?
What got me into cruising? Well, I'm passionate. I've always been passionate about cruising. Let's start that way. I used to work on a cruise ship back in when I still lived in Switzerland. I worked on a European ship, on a German ship, which was actually the German sister of the American Love Boat. So there's like a German version of the show The Love Boat, and I worked on that ship. So it was really interesting, and that's kind of how I got hooked on cruising. And I've just always been passionate about cruise ships and the whole industry. And I've been in the tourism industry for 22 years. But I started out as a tour guide in Cyprus, and then I worked on the cruise ship, and then I started working for a tour operator in Switzerland, and then I got transferred over to Miami. And cruise industry is very big here, so I finally was able to then work for a cruise line. And luckily, I got to work for the cruise line that I always fell in love with myself when I still lived in Switzerland, because Norwegian has always been my choice of cruise line. I've tried many different cruise lines, but that's just always been the perfect fit for me.
That's awesome. How long have you been at NCL?
NCL with a little break, I would say now like 7 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
You said NCL is the best fit for you. What about NCL makes it feel like the best fit?
Well, what I personally loved from the first time on when I got on NCL, well, definitely it's the crew that makes the difference. It's, like you go on there and you just feel welcome and you feel at home. But then also the freestyle cruising. Like when I go on the ship, or when I travel, I don't really want to be tied to like a schedule, or I would, you have to eat at 6 o'clock, or your dining is at 8, and and then just kind of follow that. And then with Norwegian Cruise Line, it's just really the freestyle cruising. You get to do whatever you want at whatever time you want. So you can eat at whatever time, like you decide which dining room, if you want to do specialty dining or main dining room, if you want to dine by yourself, if you want to dine, with a group of friends. And I always appreciated that, because when I travel, like you go and discover all those great places, you're out there, you're discovering a new port. And let's say the ship stays there until 8 p.m., but your dinner is, let's say, at 5:30. So you have to rush back to make your dining. Because otherwise, if you don't have, if you don't obey, or you go and comply with it, then afterwards, basically you're left without dinner. So I always loved that with Norwegian, that, it's at whatever time. And we also have like a 24-hour dining option. And then also, like we don't have like a formal, or we don't enforce like a dress attire. So if you want to dress up and you want to, have a cocktail, like wear cocktail attire and just enjoy the evening like that, you can certainly do that. But there's no like formal night that you have to participate in or anything like that. It's just really whatever you want to do at whatever time. So I always like that.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting questions already. So the first thing that popped up obviously was, obviously we made the announcement that GEM is going to be porting out of Jacksonville. So everybody's very excited about that.
Yep.
It's a new ship coming down, which is fun. So first question is from Lexa. I'm throwing it up on the screen there. So she said, so as a lonely solo, my favorite thing about cruising is being seated with other solos in the main dining room. How does that work with freestyle dining? She doesn't like to eat alone. So can you be paired up with other people in the dining room?
Actually, being a solo traveler, trust me, this is the great cruise line for you, because we actually have solo studios, which are cabins designed for solo travelers. They're all inside cabins. However, they have a virtual window. So basically you get to see, what the captain sees. If you open the shade, you have like your own window. It projects the outside. And all those solo studios are connected with a traveler's lounge, solo traveler's lounge, which only the solo travelers that stay in that area have access to. So that's usually where you meet the people. We have, I think it's actually every night, we have solo traveler meetups. They also have like a whiteboard in the traveler lounge where you can write down if you want to go for dinner or if you want to do a short excursion, and that's kind of how you meet the others. But to answer your question, definitely, I mean, like if you needed help finding some other solo travelers, let's say you're not staying in that area, you can still attend the events, or you can always talk to the staff or the cruise staff, and they can help you get introduced to the other solo travelers and get you guys together and arrange like a dinner for you. That actually just happened to me. I was traveling with my friend, even though I wasn't solo traveler, but her and I, we were there, and we still attended the solo traveler meetups. And the cruise staff actually asked us if we wanted to do like a joint dinner tonight with the other solo travelers, and that's what we did. So I thought that was actually really nice that they did that.
I love the solo cabins. They're amazing. Also, they have the best coffee.
They do. It's a really great setup.
It is. So Lexa, I'll be on Encore next week. So I'll be on Encore on the 18th. So like Yila said, if you stay in the studio or any of like the new studio cabins, every night at 5:00, they have a host that comes into the studio lounge, and they will talk to all the solo travelers, and they'll ask, they'll do little fun games, and then they'll ask anybody if they want to go down to the dining room or if they're going to specialty dining, and they'll take little groups to dinner. So they will sit you with other people that are in solo cabins. It's awesome. Same thing for excursions and everything. They'll walk you off the ship together so you guys can do things together. So that's a lot of fun. So next question is from Fred and Lisa, and they said, rumor has it that NCL will no longer be going to Bar Harbor. Do you know anything about that, Yila? Is that true or no?
Honestly, I haven't heard about that. No, I have not heard anything about that yet. So I'm not sure where the rumor is coming from, but I have no knowledge in regards to that. Sorry.
I don't either.
You just said Lisa was sick, so don't tell her now, especially if there's no proof to back it up.
I haven't heard that at all, Fred and Lisa. And we just did that on Escape a few months ago, and it was awesome. So
that's when we stayed in the solo lounges. And there was such a huge group. They got together every single night. We were like the only ones who didn't. And it was so funny. It was great. They were a blast to talk to the next day.
All right, Charlie's up next. He said, do you think the main theater reservation system will stay in place for the big ships? Last cruise, every performance was sold out, but the reality was that there were empty seats.
Well, we're gonna, like with the theater like that, we have to enforce reservations just to kind of keep order in place, and so people, can arrange their daily activities. But you're right. I mean, there's people that will make reservations, and some of them will even book the early show and then the late show and then not show up to any of them. So what I always recommend is, even if it tells you sold out, just go. There's always a standby line. And, let's say 5-10 minutes after they open the doors, they're going to start letting in the standby, because there's always seats available. I mean, honestly, I've been in that situation many times where it said sold out. I just walked up there and I've always been able to get accommodated, especially for the later show. So
I agree. Charlie, also, the solution is just to stay in the Haven. If you stay in the Haven, you don't have to worry.
I love that. I should have let with them. When you stay in the Haven, you get everything. You get access to everything, and you're the first one on the ship, the first one off, the first one seated, the first one with food, everything.
Yep.
They also have the good coffee. So win-win.
Tom said he loves the freestyle. So Paolo said, I booked NCL Ski and agreed to pay for prepaid service charges on NCL. What exactly does that mean? Paolo, that's just your gratuities. So all the cruise lines have daily gratuities that they charge, and those go to a number of different staff members. They go to the room stewards. They go to the, some of the kitchen staff, some of the behind the scenes staff, just the way that they supplement their income. So that's what those prepaid service charges are. Lexa said, does no formal night mean no lobster night on a 7-day cruise in the main dining?
No, not necessarily. I mean, there is lobster opportunities. However, it's not complimentary. The lobster, if lobster is being served, there's specialty dining. And I know also in the main dining room, there's opportunity to get lobster. It's just an extra charge for the lobster.
Correct. Leslie said Team NCL. There you go. Tom said, is NCL looking at doing anything to make the Haven experience available to solo cruisers?
You mean in regards to pricing, like a solo traveler pricing, or?
Probably. That's what I would assume.
Because I mean,
even if solo lounges in the Haven.
Oh, that would be nice. I'd be there every day.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a solo traveler, you can book the Haven. It's just, it's going to be a bit more pricey. But as of right now, there's no solo pricing for Haven cabins. But, like if you're going, for example, with friends, there's, for example, the 2-bedroom or, or 3 bedrooms. So sometimes it makes sense if you're traveling with friends to look at the Haven pricing as well and just get a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom and share the costs too. But
yeah, exactly. So Lexa asked, does every NCL ship have the solo lounge? If you get a solo balcony, do you have access to the studio lounge? Heard some ships have solo balconies.
Yes, you're right, Lexa. You're very well informed. I love that. So yes, I was talking about the solo cabins or the solo studios, but we just implemented a couple months ago. We announced that now we're also introduced the inside cabins for single or solo travelers, balconies, and ocean view. So they're not going to be at the 200% as a normal cabin. There's still going to be a small upcharge for a solo cabin like that. And yes, they will all have access to the Solo Travelers Lounge. If there's a Solo Travelers Lounge available, which it's not on every single ship. So starting with the Epic on, that's when we first introduced the Solo Studios. All of the other ships after that do have the Solo Studios and the Solo Traveler Lounge. And then the Pride of America, actually in Hawaii, she has 4 solo studios and a tiny little solo lounge. It's really cute. You open the doors and they all connect into this little living room area. It's really cute.
And if anybody goes on Prima or Viva, the studio lounge on Prima and Viva is amazing. So I highly recommend it.
John, we should get Meg D to come on, and the 4 of us can go take those 4 solo ones on the Princess, and then it would just be like our office, bite-sized cruise office.
Yeah, you can just open up and say, "Good morning, hi there, hello, hey, good night."
So Lexa, I guess this came in before the last one, but Lexa, yeah, they do serve lobster that you can pay a little bit extra for. There's also lobster opportunities at like different restaurants. So Cagney's has a lobster opportunity. Ocean Blue has a lobster opportunity as well. There's a couple different restaurants that do. So yeah, and so don't feel bad that there's not actually a formal night. because you can absolutely get dressed up. You will see people dressed up on different nights for pictures and different things, just as much as you see on Royal or MSC or any of the other cruise lines. You will see people dressed up, and you'll see people. I actually see people more business casual on NCL than I do on, I think on a lot of the other cruise lines, you see either very dressed up or very casual. I feel like NCL toes the line there with most people look really nice most nights.
And I mean, we do have a night that's kind of called, Dress to Impress, but it's not the official formal night, but that's usually, we kind of have theme nights, just like the Glow Party, which used to be the White Hot Party, or we have like Latin night, we have the 80s, and then we also have the Dress to Impress, and that's usually where a lot of people, they'll dress up and a lot of cocktail attire too. And like John was saying too, like me and my friends, we used to do like a weekend cruise every year. And us as the group, we decided that Saturday night, that was going to be our unofficial, like formal night. We all dressed up in cocktail attire, took nice pictures, did specialty dining. And then after that, maybe continued like that or changed into jeans. So it's really, like however you feel comfortable. And there will be a lot of people dressing up. And then there's some people that will, just stay casual. But it's really just whatever makes you feel comfortable.
I pretty much wear a dress every night when we go on those cruises.
Yeah. So
on a cruise that I never dressed up on.
I missed the White Hot Party. I have one of those shirts. I have like a shirt it's probably from like Gem in like 2009 that has like angel wings on the back from the White Hot Party.
Oh yeah, I know exactly which one. Yeah,
I love those. They were great.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a question from Barbara. She said, on the Jewel, if I wanted to get 2 connecting balcony staterooms for 3 people, would one of us pay the solo fare, or would we get charged the double occupancy rate?
That's a good question. I'm not sure where the solo balcony will be located because it's a specific category. So if you're lucky and they're located right next to the regular balconies, then yes, you can do 2 of them together. But if not, then yes, the one staying solo in that one cabin would pay double occupancy.
Yep. All right. So Michael asked, how do the internet minutes work with the NCL internet that comes with the free at sea? How do they track your usage, and do you need to log out of it to save usage?
Yes. So with the free at sea, if you're doing a 7-day cruise, you get 150 minutes. And yes, you will have to log out because once you get on board, you're going to go into airplane mode. You're going to use the NCL app. And that's how you get onto your Wi-Fi. So always make sure that once you're done, that you log out, because otherwise your 150 minutes are gone in no time. But you also have the opportunity to upgrade to like an unlimited package or, a different kind of package once you get on board.
All right, Patty said, love NCL, great service, entertainment, and beautiful ships. Been on Prima, Joy, and going on Jade in April.
Oh, nice. All beautiful ships. The Joy actually is in refurbishment right now.
I know somebody asked earlier, Meg and I were on Joy last year, and they asked if we would do Joy again out of dry dock and do another video. So we're going to have to
go.
Sure.
Like, yes.
Why not?
With a brand new spa and everything.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love. That's awesome.
That's my favorite thing about NCL. You were saying the free, like the freestyle, but for me, it is keep almost saying the Haven. What am I trying to say?
Thermal Suite.
Thermal Suite. Yes. Oh my gosh, my first cruise ever was on Escape, and I got very spoiled with it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. No, the thermal suites are nice. They're great.
So nice.
Especially those chairs, those loungers.
The
heated ones. Once you lay down, you can't get up.
Tom reinforcing you can have lobster every night in the Haven. So there you go.
Yeah. Surf with white gloves.
Lexa with the low-key flex here. She bought a dress that she wore to the ESPYs, so she needs an excuse to wear it again. You're fancy, Lexa.
Nice.
I don't know what that is.
It's the ESPN award show.
Oh, okay. That That's why I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Hi, Felicia. You're not late. Don't worry. It's fine. So Sana said, any updates on the Aqua? I know it's 10% larger, but passenger capacity increased more than 10%. How are they going to address the crowding issue? Current deck plans don't show any of the venues.
Yes, the venues, they have not been announced yet. I know there should be a new announcement coming up soon in Q1. So I think it's going to be more towards the end of March or maybe probably beginning of April. Yes, so the ship is actually going to be larger, and it's not just the passengers are increasing, so we have a little bit more passengers, but also the ship in general is going to be a bit larger. So if you're familiar with our other ships, we have, for example, oh my God. No, why am I losing it? So we have the Escape, and right after the Escape, we have the Encore, the Joy, and the Bliss. So the Escape and the Joy, Bliss, and Encore basically are the same, but just the Bliss, the Encore, and the Joy are a bit bigger, but it's the same model. So that's basically the Aqua will be a Prima Plus class. So also the outside area is going to be larger. The Vibes Beach Club is going to be larger. There's going to be more seating. And then in regards to the venues, unfortunately, I'm not certain yet which venues they're going to keep or if they're going to replace some of the venues. Because yes, on the Viva and the Prima, there's a lot more venues, but they're smaller as well. So let's see what the next announcement brings. But we're super excited for that ship.
Me too. Sana, from the perspective of being on the Prima, when I was on the Prima, it does not feel crowded at all, and it is not a crowded ship. If you've been on like Joy or any of like the Breakaway Plus class ships where it gets like very crowded sometimes in like 6, 7, 8 in those little hallways there, you're not going to see that on the Prima or Prima Plus class. The ship's very much more spread out, and things are like very in much different areas. Like the main dining rooms are like vastly like not all shoved together in the same space. So you have way more space, and Ocean Boulevard, where the waterfront is on like those, is much, much bigger. So there's tons and tons of space. The only thing I would love to know is if any of these new ships are planning on making the poorhouse bigger, because it's such a great venue, and it gets so crowded and you can never get in there.
A second.
Yeah, we've also had people asking if we can bring it onto the main stage, but it's just like certain shows, it's also like licensing issues that we cannot have them in the bigger theater. But yeah, those are some very popular shows. So I'm hoping that they're going to create a bigger venue as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's small and it's like a more intimate space. It's just so small. It's like you have to be everyone's in line like an hour ahead of time. It is crazy. All right. So Laura asked, we are doing April transatlantic on the Epic. This is our first Norwegian cruise. Do you have any tips?
I love the Epic. That's our French lady. She's the French built. So the Epic, really, I mean, to me, I feel like the most beautiful Spice H2O is actually on the Epic. So if you're going to go all the way in the back of the ship upstairs, it's basically called Posh, but it's like the outside area, and it's really nice. And you also have the Cirque show on the Epic as well. So there's a lot of great things going on the Epic.
That's awesome. Laura, also, if you have questions, Leslie is in the chat here, and Leslie has been on Epic a few times already, and she is going on 5 back-to-backs from December to January of 2024 into 2025. She will be on 5 straight weeks. So if you have questions,
on the Epic,
girl, on the Epic.
Oh my God!
You get like a special pin or a T-shirt or something.
Yeah, we can make one for Leslie. We'll send it to her.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. Leslie loves that ship. So Lexa said, does NCL offer traditional paper itineraries on the newer ships for those of us not on our phones 24/7? She just wants to put her phone away and relax.
Yes, no, definitely. And you can also get them in different languages. I remember back in the day, I put in German in my settings, and I guess I still had it until my cruise in December, and I've been getting the German version. But yes, you're going to get the freestyle daily into your cabins as well.
They also have them down at guest services, Alexa. If you need them, you can just ask, and you can ask people too.
And then you also have the screens in the hallways as well that you can just click on there, and it'll tell you what's going on right now. And you can also make reservations through the big screens in the hallways as well.
That's our favorite hack to do dining reservations. As soon as we get on the ship, we just go right to the kiosk and make them. Yep, Glenn, Joy will be out of dry dock soon, which is very exciting. Alexa said it's not a flex. ESPN was only paying her $17 an hour. All right, Lexa said, which NCL ships have the best or newest spa, and any spa treatments you can recommend?
Well, I mean, the best spa will now be happening on the Joy, because that's going to be the newest and improved spa, the biggest one that we're going to have with the thermal spa suites, because the Joy did not have thermal spa suites. So now we're putting in a brand new thermal spa suite area there. But of course, I mean, the Prima and the Viva, those thermal spa areas are spectacular. Spa treatments, I think I may be the wrong one to ask for that.
I answered her in the chat. We've been talking about
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Also, John, I feel like that means that we definitely have to go on the Joy now.
All right, we'll go back on the Joy. We got our next two cruises are both NCL. We're on. I'm on Encore next Sunday. I leave, and then after that, we are going on Breakaway out of New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I haven't been on. I was on Breakaway for the inaugural in the inaugural summer, so that's the last time I was on there.
Oh, that's been a while.
I know. I'm excited. So Charlie said, are there any cross-brand benefits with NCL, any status matches to Oceania or anything like that?
Unfortunately not. We've actually brought it up in our last sales meeting just to see, like, if this would be something that they may be doing in the future. Unfortunately, as of right now, we have no knowledge of it, but so even though it's the same under the same roof, it's different companies.
Yep. Dave said, how much will the new staterooms intrude on the observation deck? That was awesome on the Joy.
So they're taking away a little bit of the observation lounge on the Joy just to implement the new cabins. I think it's even like a quarter or so. So it's not going to be too much that they're going to take away.
Thank God. I love the observation lounge. All right. Lexa asked Dave, what is the cool diamond next to your name? It means he's a member of our channel, Lexa.
I like Richard, who just joined.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you guys so much.
He's a bite-sized buddy.
Yeah. All right. So Leslie said the Epic has the best Super Bowl party and tailgating party. Leslie's also going to be on the Epic this Sunday. So there you go. She's on for Super Bowl Sunday.
That's awesome. Those are the best cruises to be on Super Bowl.
Yeah. Lord said, big fan of the bars and lounges and tend to shy away from the theater. Spread out is good. Absolutely. Yeah. If you haven't been on Prima or Viva yet, it's a very, 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 very different experience. So things are very much spread out. To me, like the best thing that I loved on Prima, my favorite thing on Prima was Indulge Food Hall.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing. And then my second favorite thing was the theater and the show. So Price is Right was amazing. And the Donna Summer show was incredible as well. They're both awesome.
Yeah, the Indulge Food Hall, that's an amazing concept. I love that place.
You too. I love it. It was so good that Royal Caribbean took it for their new for
Oh,
Icon.
really?
Icon has a food hall in the Aqua Theater now. So like they took that same concept.
Yeah.
Charlie said instead of the reservations for the main theater, do it for the poorhouse.
You know.
I love it. That's great.
What was the show that we saw most recently in the poorhouse that was so good?
The prom
Yes,
show.
I loved the prom show. That was so fun.
It was great. It was so much fun.
Team Epic.
Leslie Team Epic. Michael's going to be on the Epic in 25 days out of Port Canaveral. There you go. On the Epic. God, I'm behind here. All right, let's get to everybody's. I love Meg and Lexa talking about all the spa treatments.
Then I have to try a seaweed wrap, John.
There you go.
We need one for a video, clearly.
All right.
Tony can get the inside scoop.
Yeah, there you go. Tony's going to be on the first Joy sailing. Tony, take some video for us and send it over to him. That is
like
awesome.
You're Tony the Tiger, too.
I know, that's awesome. All right, Barbara said, another question. Will NCL release any more summer 2025 sailings out of New York or Boston, or is what's out there now for 2025 the final schedule?
I believe there should be another scoop. I'm not sure because we've done some itinerary changes, so they're going to release some of the new itineraries. So I'm not sure if New York and Boston will be included, but there is still more to come.
All right. Lexa said, do any NCL ships have a pool you can relax in, or a pool that goes under 5 feet for waiting, lounging for short folks? She usually cruises MSC, and the pools are always so tall it's hard to relax in them.
In the thermal spa, they do.
In the Haven, they do.
Yeah.
The Haven. I mean, and if you want to really relax, there's also something that's called the Vibes Beach Club on some of our ships, which is basically an adults only area, 18 and over, and we only sell about 200 passes a cruise, if even. And once those passes are gone, those are gone. So it's always going to be the same people in that area. They have their own bar. There's no pool, but there's like a private sun deck. They have jacuzzis, big ones. They have cabanas. So it's a really nice area and very relaxing. So that may be something for you to check out.
Absolutely. TJ said, it seems like destination elevators are catching on with the various cruise lines. Do you know if the new class of ships coming out will have traditional or destination elevators? So those are the ones where if you, so MSC has these and Icon has them. So it's when you go to the elevator, instead of hitting like the up or down button, there's like a panel where you're going, and then it'll tell you what elevator to go to.
And I think right now we're traditional.
Yeah.
All of our elevators.
Yeah, the only special treatment you get is if you, on the Premen Viva, there's a special elevator in the back of the ship for the Haven. That's it. But all the other ones are pretty traditional. Lord said, I've been on the Breakaway, Getaway, and Sky. Love the cigar lounges and the piano bars.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Richard said, going on the NCL Getaway on March 7th, did they update the American Diner as no longer a specialty restaurant?
Yes, the American Diner is now complimentary. So before we had there was a charge for the American Diner, but I think, what was it, like a month ago, we announced that it's now complimentary.
Yes, indeed. Lexa said, which NCL ship or ship have the best sushi?
Well, you got to go and try out seafood. Sorry, Food Republic. Food Republic is the best restaurant, in my opinion, on our ships. I love it. It's like a sushi fusion. It's not really. You can have sushi. There's some traditional sushi, but then there's also a lot of hand food. Really great dishes, and then we have teppanyaki, which is our hibachi. But definitely Food Republic. That's what I would recommend.
Love Food Republic.
Yeah, when you go to Food Republic, we went with 6 people, and you don't need as much food as you think you do.
No.
So we went and we spent like so much money at Food Republic because we bought everything on the menu pretty much.
And if you have the specialty
so
dining, for example, if you have the specialty dining package in the Food Republic, it works a bit different. So if, let's say 2 of you go, each of you can choose 4 items. And I mean, 4 items is like a roll, another roll. So they're in some large dishes. So sometimes you can go 2 of you and just use one of the specialty dinings and just order 4 items. Or if you want to try 8 different kinds, you can order 8. But like John was saying, I mean, it's a lot of food and it's really good.
That's great. Charlie said Indulge is fantastic. Also overlooked is the seating outside Indulge. I agree completely.
Yeah.
So Glenn said, can you share accessibility for visually impaired people? I'm supposed to meet with an accessibility person on the gem.
Are you referring to something in particular, or?
Yeah, Glenn,
probably once you get on board, they're going to be meeting with you, and they'll give you all the guidance, and they'll answer any questions that you may have. But I'm not sure if you have anything in particular that you're wondering about.
Let us know, Glenn. Richard said, I'm booked in the Vibe Beach Club and a spa suite on the getaway. There you go, Richard.
That's doing it right, Richard. Doing it right.
I love it.
Dawn asked, how soon before your cruise can you book the Vibe?
Well, actually, once you're in the BK, once you're in booked status, so once you're booked and you've deposited your booking, that's actually when you can book the Vibes Beach Club. That's as early as that.
Have we ever done the Vibe, John? Have you ever done it?
Have I? Yeah, it's a waste for me, like, because I don't spend that, like we go and we do.
You never lay by a pool or anything.
No. So it's really cool. It's nice, but like there's not them. Lexa asked, do the solo cabins have fridges inside the room? They do not. Those rooms, there's not a lot of room for fridges in those rooms. So you don't need it though. Honestly, like there's the great thing about the studio lounge, Lexa, is when you leave your studio cabin, the studio lounge is right there, and there is like there's an espresso machine that's there 24 hours a day. There's like snacks, there's juices, there's water, there's apples, there's fruit, there's a whole bunch of stuff out all the time. So
there was never a time when there wasn't snacks. It was great.
Yeah. Dawn said, is the queue on Encore Special Dining? It is.
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing there, though. You can use that, your dining package. And Meg and I did the Pitmaster's platter for $35.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was pretty good.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was delicious. I feel like, what was it? Was it the cornbread? There was something that was like ridiculously good.
Yeah, cornbread was really good.
I think it was the cornbread. I highly recommend that. And they had the really cute drinks in the mason jars too, right?
Yes, correct. Sunny said, just got off the Gem, pleasantly surprised by several brass performances put on by the Gem band and the sax player. Any plans to expand brass performances on the other NCL ships?
I'm not certain. I know like the entertainment really varies depending on the ship. There's usually a lot more musicians on the smaller ships, but I'm not sure in regards to that one particular.
All right, and then we got Glenn said it was more of where to go once on board the ship, or will they be escorting me once I arrive at the terminal?
Yes, Glenn, I would recommend to you once you get to the terminal, just speak to one of the representatives there, and then they can guide you up. And they'll usually, where you would go once you're on the ship would just be to guest services. And then probably the group service coordinator will help you or guide you around. But I would just really recommend once you get to the terminal, just address someone there and they can help you.
All right. Charlie said, what are your 2 favorite ships?
My 2 favorite, honestly, one of my all-time favorite is the Pride of America in Hawaii. She's my favorite. She's so unique, and I think she's so nostalgic, and it just, I mean, of course Hawaii also adds to it because of the destination. But the ship itself, I mean, I was just in Hawaii a couple months ago, and my best friend was there from Switzerland, and I took her to see the ship. And honestly, she's been on one cruise with me. That was 2 years ago, and she got on the Pride of America, and she walked around, and just to see her facial expressions was just amazing. It's a gorgeous ship. It's really beautiful. And then I guess my other one, it's pretty hard. I probably have to say the Dawn, because it was my first ship that I've ever sailed on, and I really like that class of ship. I like the size of the ship. I like the layout. So it's like the Dawn, the Gem, the Jade, the Pearl. So kind of that class.
That's great. Mine is the Bliss. Meg, what is yours?
Escape, which
AJ?
similar for the same reason. It was my very first ship, and that was like a perfect cruise that we went on. Was that?
Yeah, the Escape is an amazing one too.
AJ, what was yours? You alive?
I'm alive. I'm trying to think about it. Not the Pearl.
What was the little one that we went on that had the cool thing with the flags? AJ was obsessed with that ship the entire time. What ship am I thinking of? And they did the like.
That was Royal Caribbean.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm so sorry. You kept saying that NCL was a small ship. So
I mean,
that one.
I guess it would be the Escape, because I've only been on the Pearl, the Escape, and the Getaway.
Yeah.
And I think I preferred the Escape to the Getaway. It wasn't Pearl.
The Escape has my favorite La Bistro too, which I love.
Oh yes.
And then Lexa, when you were asking about like what treatment to get on if you go on Escape, what was so cool there is I got a pedicure, and you look out at the ocean like while you're doing it, and it was the most relaxing thing that I've ever experienced.
No, that's really nice.
So Lexa asked, what is the best ship to go to Alaska?
Well, I mean, I was on the Encore last year. I did the Seattle round trip, and I thought it was spectacular. It really depends like on the itinerary and how much time you have. Because we have actually the Bliss and the Encore that usually do the Seattle round trip. Just one leaves on Saturday, one leaves on Sunday. And then we have a couple other ships that do longer cruises, which would be the southbound or the northbound, like the Open Jaw, where you can also add like a cruise tour to it. And then actually in 2025, we're going to have the Joy, the Bliss, and the Encore doing Alaska. So all three of them, where the Joy will actually be doing the longer cruises, I think like 9 or 10 days. And the Bliss and the Encore are still doing, and they're all leaving out of Seattle.
The Bliss is the one that you were talking about, John, that has like the observation deck.
Yeah, they all do. The Encore, Bliss, and the Joy all have the observation deck. But yeah, this was my favorite. Yeah, for sure.
And those are spectacular because those ships were actually built with Alaska in mind, with the observation lounge. Because what the observation lounge is like, so it's like a really big living room area with like floor to ceiling windows, so you can really be there. You can relax as you sail through, let's say, Glacier Bay National Park, and you can enjoy the outdoors. Or what they also do is they open up the bow of the ship, so all the way in the front, and you can be outside there where the helipad is, and you can spend time there and just really enjoy the sailing. And then they'll also make announcements in regards to what there is to see. There's rangers on board that will help you, see some wildlife and answer any questions. So it's really spectacular.
That's so cool.
Completely. All right. So Dawn asked, what is the entertainment on Encore? I'm going on next week, Dawn. So the entertainment, the big show is Choir of Man. If you have not seen it, it is spectacular. It is our favorite show on any cruise ship, any cruise line. It is awesome. We missed it on Escape a few months ago because it was raining for whatever reason. They didn't do it. But yeah, very excited to see that. And they just did a big shakeup with the shows. So the the Bliss. I mean, Bliss used to have 6 and Jersey Boys, and they got rid of 6. They got rid of Footloose on Joy, but Choir of Man is amazing. And they're adding, which a lot of the cruise lines are doing, they're adding game shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, like they have The Price is Right on Prima, they have Pressure Luck on Viva, and they're doing Wheel of Fortune now on a lot of the ships. So those are awesome as well. So those are really great.
Also, I don't know if it'll be on any other ships, but if there's a chance to see Broadway Unplugged, that's my second favorite show, and that was also on.
That was a show that
like a little thing.
Yeah, that was the cast of Breakaway. They made that show up, so that was for them specifically. All right, so let's give away. We have a book to give away. So every week we give away a book, and we have a sponsor. So let's talk about the sponsor real quick. So got to the end here tonight. Our sponsor, as always, is Mainly Coffee. So please go to mainlycoffee.com. You can use the code Bite-Size Cruises to get 10% off any of your orders, or you can put in the code Bite-Size Cruises, or you could scan that little QR code there. Roger is here tonight. His coffee is amazing. Just ask Dave. Dave keeps getting the coffee, and we have tons of the coffee. So please support the sponsor. And now we're going to give away a book, and we're going to give away some coffee. So the book tonight is called Let the Right One In. It is a vampire book. Sorry. So this one's really good. So we're going to pull up the wheel, and AJ is going to spin the old wheel.
I think this is the most names we've had on the wheel in one night.
That's exciting.
That's a lot of people.
30.
Also, I would just like to champion how good the coffee is.
It's fantastic.
And everyone should buy some. It's amazing. I have it every morning. Hey!
Dave, congratulations on the book.
I'm also going to take Roger off for winning the coffee here.
Roger wins. I have to throw some coffee. All right.
Oh.
Tom, congratulations. You won. There you go. You won some coffee. Ooh. Oh. All right. So I got quick there with the button. I was trying to remove the wheel. So thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Hila, thank you so much. This was awesome. Really, really appreciate it. Tons of questions. That was great. If anyone would like to join us on Aqua, we will be on Aqua April 16th of 2025. Please come and join us. I will be on Encore next week, and with the three of us, myself, Meg, and AJ, will be on Breakaway out of New Orleans on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to join us on St. Patrick's Day out of New Orleans, please come and join us. Hila, thank you so much again. It was really great.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you, guys. And I have a little something too, if I may. So whoever is going to join you on the Aqua and books with you until the end of February, I'm going to give them 2 extra specialty dining.
There we go. How about that?
Yes.
So if anybody books Aqua,
you should come with us too.
I would love to.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Hila. That's amazing.
So much. That's great.
You're welcome.
So you guys have 3 weeks to book on Aqua with us, and you get 2 extra specialty dinings. Lexa, you could just email me if you want to book. So
it wouldn't let me post a link.
Oh, never done.
I'm gonna have to log in as you, John, on YouTube and post things.
It doesn't matter. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much. If anyone has any more questions for Hila, please email them to me, and I will get them over to her. Thank you all so much, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see everybody next week.
Thank you so much.